Great time. And hopefully next year.
And maybe even some of us older owners is, but I'm back.
Mizzah, it's the show about Mizzah Tee. It's the show about Mizzah Tee.
Hey foos, Professor T here, and it's psychoanalysis time. My patient today, the Nintendo fan. I want to explore a reaction to Nintendo Switch reveal trailer, but it's not about something we saw. No, this is about something that we actually didn't see in the trailer. No kids. You know, a demographic Nintendo was never before afraid to have on display in their advertisements and promotional materials. They were noticeably missing from the Nintendo Switch reveal trailer. I noticed it right away. As a matter of fact, the Juice is Loose crew and myself talked about it in our podcast that followed with our reactions. I think I was the first to mention it actually, but we merely talked about it. In passing, we decided Nintendo made a conscious effort to keep young kids out of the trailer and focus on young adults. Observation complete. Perhaps it seemed Nintendo realized you don't really have to directly target kids in your ads to get kids to want to buy your product. Kids want to be cool, and they just want the cool tech and games that older people enjoy. And you can get the kids to want your product while making advertisements with young adults in them. Two birds, one stone, so to speak. Looks like Nintendo finally understands that. Although, there are some products that make sense to use kids in ads so kids can instantly relate to that product. Again, end of observation. End of story. Right? But not so for some. I got to reading the comments on the Switch reveal video. Oftentimes like to read comments in the comment section to gain real reactions from people beyond the thumbs up bar. I found some recurring comments with similar sentiment that struck me as, well, strange. People were excited, yes, but especially and specifically about no kids. People were overjoyed, ecstatic to find that there were no kids in the trailer. Thank God. Nintendo is finally off that kiddie shit, they proclaimed and elated. No more kiddie console. That's gonna help the Switch sell, they shouted. Well, in the comment section, to let people know that you're shouting, you type words in all caps with a ton of exclamation points. I myself chuckled as I read these comments. Finally, a big boy Nintendo console I don't have to be ashamed of. I'm quoting these comments verbatim, by the way. I wrote them down in an attempt to not shame the authors in any way. It appeared to me their insecurities about Nintendo and Nintendo's image to them were finally being addressed. I kept laughing. I thought to myself that it was sad on one hand, and on the other hand, I realized that adults were concerned about how others felt about the so-called maturity of video games that they like. Yeah, adults seeking justification and representation of their maturity level in video games. Video games. I laughed some more, but I think the saddest part was that that's all that it took for them to feel better about being Nintendo fans. No kids in the Switch reveal trailer. Nintendo gets it now. They've grown up. LOL. But it wasn't just Nintendo fans who reacted this way. It was also notorious Nintendo haters who spoke that same sentiment as well. I often listen to people that I don't agree with. Why? Because sometimes it does your brain good to breathe in air outside of your bubble. It can spark some intelligent debate and ideas. And yeah, it could also do the opposite of that. Allow me an impersonation of these Nintendo haters. Yeah, man, no kids in the video. Nintendo has grown up a little and they finally gets it. I'm gonna have to cop me a Switch when it drops. How was that? Did I do a good job? They agreed with the, dare I say, insecure Nintendo fans. It is a new day at Nintendo. Really? All the while, both sides seem to ignore the actual content of the video, namely the games. These young adults were playing fucking Zelda, Mario, Splatoon, and Mario. Some kiddie ass shit. Obviously, I'm Mizzah Tee. I love my colorful Nintendo games. I enjoy the shit out of them, and I'm not afraid to let anyone know that. There was also stuff like generic barren Skyrim and nameless basketball game, but honestly, the game shown in the Wii U sizzle reel at E3 all those years back was way more exciting. It had many more mature titles like Darksiders and Batman and Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed, and even a bloody ass Ninja Gaiden. People may forget today, but the fan reaction to the Wii U was pretty excitable. But everything's changed now. Nintendo has grown up with me because no kids, man. You can now be excited about Nintendo because no kids, man. Not the fact that it's Nintendo, but in the end, Nintendo will always be who they are. And that's why I love what they bring. So the people getting excited about no kids, man, of all the things to be excited about when it comes to the Switch, and man, there's a lot. This is what you pick? I think that says a lot about the kind of gamer you might be. One that needs the acceptance and approval of your peers before you can allow yourself to like something. I don't know. I just find that odd, a bit sad, and very funny. What do you think of my psychoanalysis, foos? Let me know in the comments below. This was Professor T, and I'm out. Peace.
And thank you all for watching Mizzah Tee Show.